I was debating whether or not to do a commentary about this situation right here that happened at a Holiday Inn where you had this palm colored employee literally freak out. First off, I have never seen anything like this before. Literally freak out in front of this black customer because the computer system messed up his room situation, and because the black customer had the nerve to actually question the employee why everything was happening. Why didn't um like, why is my room situation the way that it is? You had the employee literally just burst out into ballistics right there in front of the customer. And some of you, or many of you, have probably already seen this video, but for those of you who have not, I'm going to play the whole video and then I'm going to go back and break down what just occurred.
Because you all made a mistake?
Not really, no.
So you want to get mad and hit the computer because you made a mistake? Because your company made a mistake? You want to take it out on me?
I'm not taking it out on you.
So why did you get mad and hit the computer? Why did you get mad and hit the computer?
Because I have mental.
I'm sure you're on camera, right?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sure you're on camera. So this is the type of people they have working here.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go. You ruined my whole life, man.
Wow. You gotta be kidding me. Wow.
Okay, so you just saw the whole video right there. So I'm gonna go back and break it down. Like, let me know, has anyone ever seen anything like that before in their life? Now, before I go any further, the way I found out about this video was on Tariq's Instagram page, and he was one of the only people I actually saw post this up on his page. And I think the Savoy Show on Instagram posted it up on their page as well. And I think those are the only two I've seen post this actual video. Like, nowhere in mainstream media did you see them post this, because they don't want the world to see PC act out in the way that this guy just did. I mean, we've seen them act out, but not like this, at least not on camera. And they have to try to keep that under wraps as much as possible. But what they'll try to do is they'll try to make it where they try to make it seem like this guy has a mental illness. And I was watching The Amazing Lucas, and he was breaking it down last night, and he was like, this guy does not have a mental illness like they are trying to portray him to have. And I also had read somewhere that this guy was intoxicated, that he was definitely under the influence of some type of a spirit, if you know what I mean. Well, maybe another spirit too, but definitely something that you consume through the mouth. And just wow, like, this is just crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and play the video back so we can break down what was said between the customer and the employee.
Because you all made a mistake?
Not really, no.
So you want to get mad and hit the computer because you made a mistake?
Now listen to that right there. The customer says, so you want to get mad and hit the computer because y'all made a mistake, which means this guy hit the computer before he turned the camera on, which is probably what prompted the customer to turn the camera on and start recording after he hit the computer the first time. So he's already at his little breaking point at this point. It's just that he hasn't had the full meltdown just yet.
Because your company made a mistake? You want to take it out on me?
I'm not taking it out on you.
So why did you get mad and hit the computer? Why did you get mad and hit the computer?
Because I have mental.
I'm sure you're on camera, right?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sure you're on camera.
And there it is right there. The smacking himself in the head, picking the monitor up and banging his head up against it. I'm just amazed that the customer kept his composure the entire time while this was going on, because anybody else probably would have freaked out and ran up out of there. And that's probably what this employee was trying to get him to do was to run out of there. He's probably trying to scare him out of the establishment. But I'm gonna keep going. And he hit his head hard. Like, you hear how his head smacked against that screen? I would not be surprised if he malfunctioned that screen, if he damaged that screen. And I bet you he won't be made to pay for it. And I'm going to tell you why at the end of the video.
So this is the type of people they have working here.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go. You ruined my life. You ruined my whole life.
Now he's going into the waterworks. I've got to go. I've got to go. You just ruined my whole life. You just ruined my whole life. He literally just went into a whole Karen. He turned into a whole Karen just now. And let me just say something. You have PC people out there that are mad that black people are not being so sensitive to this guy. Like, a lot of people. Like, Tariq posted this up on his Twitter, and he had a whole bunch of PC coming out of the woodwork trying to tell him that he's so mean and, you know, all types of things because he's not taking this seriously about this guy having a quote unquote mental issue. And we don't even know if this guy really has a mental issue. Like I said, it's been exposed that he was actually under the influence while he was there. Anybody can freak out like that, and it doesn't mean that they have a mental issue. It just means that they just had they just at that point they just had a boiling point, and it just reached, and it has now boiled over. But that doesn't necessarily mean they have a mental issue. Like, because he hit himself across the head and just banged his head against the computer, that could mean you're just crazy. But they're trying to garner sympathy points, and I'm gonna go into that as well.
Wow. You gotta be kidding me.
And why does he sound like that? Like, why? And my thing is this: if you knew that you was about to have a boiling point that day, I would have just excused myself and like, look, I can't come into work today. I need to take a day or a couple of days off because to gather myself, and then I'll come back when I'm ready. But that's just me.
Wow.
And who knows what he was doing when he was standing back there. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and go and put it right here. So after the video, and I was like, you know, looking up some more stuff, it turns out that the Holiday Inn, because this is where it happened at, actually sided more so with the employee, and then actually made the customer leave the establishment. Like, they actually revoked his room even after he came to them with a complaint about his room situation, and they kicked him out of the establishment and sided with the employee. And then you know, this employee had wrote in a comment somewhere, I think I forgot what form he was in, because like I said, the Amazing Lucas pulled up his whole statement and was saying how the customer called him the F word. You know what word I'm talking about, and all kinds of stuff like that. And he was saying how he got loud with him. Mind you, the customer did not get loud with him. He was not aggressive with him. But I had said something in a comment how when black people, especially black men, put some assertiveness in their voice to PC, that's being loud. You know, because according to them, we're supposed to talk in a docile tone. We're not supposed to assert ourselves or put some bass or volume in our voice. We're always supposed to talk in a very soft, weak tone. And this black man who was talking to him was not being docile in his tone, as you can clearly hear. But he wasn't being aggressive either. But like I said, to PC, that in which tone he was talking would be considered to be aggressive. I don't know if any of you have picked that up. I mean, as if you are a black man listening to this, you probably noticed that. Black women, you probably picked it up too if you've been around like black men when they're talking to PC whenever something goes left. Then they always say that, hell, me talking in the tone that I am right now would probably be considered as aggressive to them. It's a weird It's a weird paradigm. Also, there was some people, like, they said that they created some kind of a GoFundMe for this guy, I guess to get him some help or whatever. I'm like, y'all just wasted all that money, because I think they said it raised like over, last I heard was like over $14,000. It's probably more than that by now. I'm like, y'all just gave this man some free money. He just finessed y'all. PC, because I know it was mainly PC that probably donated to him. He just finessed y'all, because that guy does not need no help, but he just got some free money out of you. Then he said also in his post, he thinks that he's going to get out of the work business or whatever, you know, where he doesn't have to be an employee. He's saying he might go into business for himself. First off, if he goes into business, I'm gonna need people to really look and examine who they about to go into business with, because this guy just had a complete freak out session because of a mistake the company he works for made. And then y'all just gave him free money. So no wonder he's probably going to step away from it. Y'all helping to fund him being able to not have to work again. But it's just amazing of the coddling that they gave this guy after he freaked out like that. Now, let the roles have been reversed, and that was the black guy who freaked out like that in front of the white guy holding the camera. Same scenario. You know, same situation. They would have blew this up in mainstream media. But see, here's the thing. Black people don't have the luxury of having mental health crises or crises. We just don't. How many times have black people been killed while having a mental health crisis? Or how many times have black people had the cops called on them, or emergency personnel to be called, but they send the cops whenever a black person is having a mental health breakdown, even when it's diagnosed? Here's the thing. PC doesn't have to be diagnosed with a mental health issue, but they'll diagnose it. They'll self-diagnose it at that point just to back up their claim. And the guy even wrote in his post that he said he was just having a bad day. So which is it? Did you have a mental health breakdown, or did you just have a bad day? That's what I'd like to know. I'm like, and to black people, please do not fall for this. Please don't. Because I've seen some black people post comments about this situation saying, oh, this is not funny. Listen, I'm not even laughing at it myself. But he's also acting his ass off. I do know that. Like, this guy does not have a mental health issue. That's just how I see it. I'm going to go ahead and end the video on that note. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you have not done so already, make sure you text the number that is pinned down in the comments below to receive notifications every time I upload a new video or go live. All right, this is a couple days later after I recorded the first part of the video that you saw. It is currently April 28th, 2021. I think I started recording this maybe on the 26th or the 25th. I can't remember. But I wanted to come on here because so much, I just had to add some more stuff in it because so much seems to have happened after this initial video surfaced. I'm not going to rehash what I just talked about. I'm just going to add in the new stuff. The first one I want to talk about is how the role Tariq Nasheed plays in all of this. Now, he posted the video of this individual right here going ballistic at the desk at the Holiday Inn. Posted his caption and it went viral. And I think it only went viral because he posted it. But then, you know, Dub S, they don't like Tariq. And he knows, he's well aware that they don't like him. Yeah, I got it right. And, you know, he posted it, and then, you know, they tried to make a big deal out of it. They said, how dare he make fun of someone with a mental issue or having a mental breakdown and everything like that. Then they made it a race issue. And Tariq basically said, look, I was being very neutral about this. Like, I wasn't trying to make fun of this guy if he had an issue or whatever the case may be. But y'all made it that because y'all know that you don't like me because of the stuff that I talk about on my channel. And that thing just ballooned into one big domino effect, like one big domino explosion. Because then you had a lot of Dub S'ers making commentaries and everything, like talking about Tariq and all types of stuff. Like, if you go to his page, like his channel, and listen to this, I forgot what video it was, but it was a live stream video that he did talking about this and the backlash he received. It was about an hour. I want to say it was about an hour and a half long stream that he did, and I listened to the whole thing, and it was just absolutely ridiculous, some of the stuff that people were saying. Then you had people coming after the black guy, the guest who was recording this, and trying to make it seem like he's the one that caused this guy to have a breakdown or a temper tantrum right there at the desk. So now not only are they blaming Tariq, but they're blaming the guest, who definitely was wronged because they screwed up with his reservation, which, by the way, he did not get his money back. They kicked him out. I think I mentioned that in the first video, and they were saying, how dare he, and all the type of stuff like that. And also now an update with the GoFundMe. Now by the time I upload this video, it might be over 100K, because remember, in the first part of this video, it was at 35K. Then today, I think it was at like 80K. So by the time this video goes up on my channel, it'll probably be over 100K. And it was put together by this YouTuber by the name of The Quartering. Now, many of you probably have heard of him. I've heard of him, and I've heard the commentaries he has put out there, and it does not surprise me that he did it. And I keep telling people I would not be surprised if this thing was a scam to get money and everything like that. I said, but if it is, oh well. And to the people that donated to him, y'all must feel like a bunch of dummies. But yeah, like I said, I think that's pretty much as far as I know right now that has come out concerning this situation since I recorded the first part of this video. It's a big ass mess. That's all I have to say. It is a huge mess of everything that is going on right now with this story in this situation. And it's crazy how much it blew up. Like they literally had this story on like mainstream outlets. You even had the Academy get involved because the guy claimed, well, first off, they said that this was an account they found in Reddit, but how do we know that that was him under this name called a Holiday Inn Express employee or something like that? But how do we know that was really him? And he was saying how the black man in the video who was recording him called him a homophobic slur, which, by the way, we can't even prove that happened because that was nowhere present in the video. Like nowhere in the video. And all types of stuff like that. So like they took this thing and they just running with it because it was a black man with a white guy freaking out. And someone actually put up a video that happened last year or the year before last where you had this palm colored Karen get into it with this black employee working at a hotel that was next door to a Best Western. If y'all remember what I'm talking about, he was the one that came up with the historical line known as "It's above me now." Y'all remember that? And how she was being irate with him and whatnot. Where was his GoFundMe? You know, what all his pain and suffering he had to deal with her. And he was way more calm. He didn't freak out and bang his head up against the computer screen and start hitting himself. He was way more calm. And again, it's been alleged that this guy was intoxicated. And also, by the way, I got a question, Holiday Inn. Why would you have someone who clearly, if they have this mental illness that you claim they have, why would you have them working not only for you, but at the front desk dealing with guests? This is a person that's clearly unstable and does not need to be around a lot of people. And if they are having these issues, did they take their meds that day? Now I'm saying this is a lot of what ifs because it's not been proven that this guy has a quote unquote mental condition. Then I keep seeing all these reports saying that he said this and he said that. But you know what? All the people that keep saying he said this and he said that are coming from people that are not him. I need to hear a statement come from him, as in I need to see a video of him saying these things and the words leaving his mouth, not him having a spokesperson or spokespersons like I've been seeing for the last couple of days ever since this story broke. Like I said, it's so much going on with this story that you will not have me fall for the banana and tailpipe. I can't wait for this thing to really blow over and really come out. And like I said, how ironic all of this happens right before Tariq does his or releases his bug breaking movie. And he always has said that every time he gets ready to release a documentary or a movie, some weird-ish always happens right before the release of it. Or right on the eve of it. because it gets released on the 30th. I'm recording this on the 28th. Now, by the time I upload this video, you might not, it'll probably be after that, but you get the gist. But yeah, it's just a lot of moving parts with this that just doesn't sit right with me at all. I've been doing these commentaries since 2016. I have seen and heard about just all of it. And the crazy part about it is I think there's so much more that I have yet to see that I will see in the near future. And I have to be prepared for that. But as far as this goes, this raises a lot of red flags for me. A lot. And the thing is, when it comes to PC and this mental illness card they love to play, I need to see a diagnosis. I need to see something on paper that says that this person has what they claim they have. They said that this person has some kind of bipolar something reactive disorder. I need to see on paper that this is what this person has, that this was diagnosed by a licensed physician, that they have what they claim to have. Otherwise, I'm not believing it, because they love to throw out that mental illness crap, especially when it comes to them killing somebody. Oh, they just had a mental illness. The most recent one, of course, was down in Atlanta, with the bad day, at the Asian salons, the parlors. So forgive me if this does not pass the smell test, as Harvey would say it.